Welcome students. Now this is the most interesting things, that is physics. You think that it is quite hard than that of the other subjects. So maximum students try to ignore this, but don't do that. It is the time to achieve your goal and do your homework and the classwork very easily. Okay. Now this is the point. I just wanted to say that is some of the points. First of all, that is the Coulomb's law, then electric field, then electric charge, all the things that is related to the charge body, that is the electrostatics. Okay. When you just remember this part, when you just remember these keywords, what is the terms? That is the keyword. This is the main terms. When you remember the keywords, you can easily solve any kind of problem. Whatever it is JEE, whatever is NEET, no problem at all. Just think about it. Remember the keyword when you just think this is. Okay. So now this is the first thing, that is the Coulomb's law of the first chapter of the NCERT, that is electric charges and field. Okay. So what is the Coulomb's law? Think about that. First, before we want to say about the Coulomb's law, the first question arises in your mind, that is the charge body. What is the charge body? That is the charge body. It is differentiated into two categories. First one, that is the positive charge body, and this one is the negative charge body. Okay. So obviously, positive and negative charge body has some specific properties. Okay. So what is the specific property this one? That is positive and negative charge are attracted each other. But do same charge, it may be that is two positive charge, it may be two negative charge, obviously repulse each other. These are the main properties of the charge body. Now what is the unit? Obviously the charge SI unit of the charge, that is equals to coulomb. So you just remember in this sense. Okay. So on the presence of coulomb, just what is this charge body, and this one is the SI unit of the charge. This is the first one. Second things, that is the quantity. Consider, we just think about that is the battery supply. Okay. It is connected with some copper wire or a conducting wire. When it is connected with the conducting wire or copper wire, that means this is the positive charge and this is the negative charge. Okay. So positive charge from positive side and the negative charge, that means electron is maximum in this side. So electrons is moving along these directions and current is flowing along these directions. That is current moving along these directions and the electrons moving along these directions. Clear? So this is the directions of the current and the charge, quite opposite to each other. So by this configuration, we just say that here the charge body can passes through a conducting wire, but it is quite different in the electrostatics. What is this? That is here, just wait. Now, what is the electrostatics? Consider this one is the positive charge, this one is the negative charge. So number of positive and negative charge are quite accumulated over there. Okay. So when number of positive and negative charge accumulated over there in a certain region of space. Okay. So there is a no conducting wire. So not possible for the negative charge to moving along the positive charge, moving towards the positive charge. That's why we can say that this is the negative and the positive charge not possible to attach each other, not attracted each other in this way. Yes. So this is the electrostatics, when number of positive and negative charge are accumulated wide each other. Okay. So this is the another one, that is the electrostatics. So now we describe about the part, that is the Coulomb's law. Again we just think, once again, that is, it is very much easy physics. Okay. Don't so think about it is hard. Okay. You just remember the following keywords. By remembering these keywords, you can solve any type of problem. Okay. I just give you some important formula, important relations and important tips. This is very much useful to crack in JEE and the NEET. This is your main target aims. So we come back again. That is the Coulomb's law. Consider this is the positive charge body and this is the negative charge body. These two charge body. Okay. We consider this one is plus Q and another one this is minus Q. These two charge body separated by some distance, consider D. Okay. So Coulomb's law specified that is, this is positive and negative. What I say? That is positive and negative charge body always attract each other. Okay. So obviously the forces between them obviously in attractive in nature. So if I consider this force is attractive in nature, that is represented with the F. So it is denoted with the F. So according to the Coulomb's law, so in what is the Coulomb's law? This is the force, obviously, it's a vector quantity. So Kf proportional Q1, this one if I consider Q1, this one is considered Q2, then this is equals proportional to the Q1 and Q2. Okay? Do you think this is relate someone? Obviously, this is related with the gravitational law also. Okay, and it is also related with the magnetism, so we discussed later. So just think about this. Gravitation is proportional to the m1, m2, and here it is the m1 into the masses of the body, two bodies. Now here it is Q1 and Q2. This is the main point. That is Q1 and Q2, two separate charges. These are separated by some distance. So this force are proportional to the Q1, Q2. So charge body increases, for the value of the charge increases, then attraction force quite increases. Same thing, value of the charge decreases, attraction force obviously decreases. When the two charge body both are same, if I take both are positive, then obviously repulsion force occur, then F can be treated as a negative, that is the repulsive force, but here it is taken as a positive force. It is clear? So now this one F proportional Q1, Q2. Okay? Again now F proportional 1 by d square. Now what is the distance between them? D. Okay? Just think about that. You just take two magnetic poles, one north pole and south pole. So north pole and south pole, when the distance between them is quite increases, therefore attraction force between obviously decreases. This is increases, therefore attraction force decreases. So, okay. So in this way we can say that there is A proportional 1 by d square. That is distance increases, so attraction force obviously decreases in this sense. Okay. So this one A proportional Q1, Q2, the first one, and A proportional 1 by d square. Okay. So when we write at a time, so we just say that A proportional Q1, Q2 by d square. What is the proportional sign? This one, because it is depends on the factor, that is Q1, Q2 and d square. For the first case, it is depend on Q1, Q2 only. Okay. In this case, d obviously constant. D, what is d? That is the distance between the two charge body. And here it is obviously, it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So in this case, it is proportional to the charge body. So charge is constant. Okay. So proportional sign, this one, obviously, if I want to solve some problems or whatever, so we needed a equal sign. So that's why F equals to some constant K, Q1, Q2 by d square. What is K? K is a constant. You say that this is proportionality constant. We know that. I know also. So now, what is K? K is a proportionality constant. Obviously, K depends on two factors. K depends on two factors. K depends. Which factors? First one, that is the unit. Okay. And what is the second one? Second one, that is the medium. This is very much interesting. So what is the first one? That is the unit. So what is unit? So first one unit, second one is the medium. Okay. So unit. So we know that how many types of units we have? Generally we used when we want to solve some problems. Okay. Generally we use CGS and SI unit. So first one CGS unit and second one is SI unit. Okay. So CGS unit and SI unit. What is the CGS unit? See, in case of CGS unit, the value of K can be taken as a 1. Okay. And for the SI unit, the value of K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. What do you think? It is very much hard. Oh, epsilon 0, what is this? I don't know. No problem at all. 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. Okay. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, this is the value of SI unit. So if I write here for the CGS, okay. So for the CGS, we generally write F equals to, that is the force. Force equals to K equals to 1. So 1 into Q1, Q2 by d square. Okay. So Q1, Q2 by d square. Clear? So this one is the CGS. Okay. Take a screenshot. So now we move to the next one, that is for the SI system. What is the SI system? So SI system value of K is 4 pi epsilon 0. So we just write over there, that is F equals to K into Q1 Q2 by d square. Okay. What is the value of K in SI? that is in SI system we just write that is F equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by d square. Is it clear? So now what is epsilon 0? Epsilon 0 is called the free space permittivity. Epsilon 0 is called the free space permittivity. Okay, just remember this. Epsilon 0 is called the free space permittivity. We describe details about it. So when the medium is free medium, if I consider, what is the free medium? Free medium, that means that is there is no medium is present. That's like that air medium. Okay, so generally we know that different type of medium is present, just like that dielectric medium and other medium. We describe in later also details also. So first things, that is the free medium. When we consider the free medium, then it is represented with the terms that is equals to epsilon 0. But for the other medium, it is represented with the terms that is epsilon only. That is epsilon not 0. It is cancelled out. We consider only the epsilon. This is called the permittivity of the medium. So that is the main things. Okay. So first things, that is epsilon 0, that means free space permittivity when the medium is free. Okay, that is the air medium. And the another one, that is epsilon, is called the permittivity of the medium. Okay, when a specific medium is present in this case. So this is the main two things, that is we remember. Obviously, now we think about that. Obviously, that is it is depend on the unit system and depend on the medium. So medium is very much essential part. Medium can the acting force, that is the force of attraction, depends on the medium. If the medium is different, attraction force is also different. Okay, so that is permittivity of free space when the epsilon 0, and next one, that is the epsilon is the permittivity of the medium. Okay, now we describe that is the absolute permittivity. Next topics, that it is the very much important, that is the relative permittivity. Okay, so relative permittivity, just think about relative permittivity is denoted with the epsilon r. Okay, before we just discuss about that, first one, that is the epsilon 0, that is called the free space permittivity. This one, epsilon 0, is called the free space permittivity, and epsilon is called the permittivity of a medium. Okay, so now if I take the ratio of these two parts, that is ratio, that is relative permittivity. Okay, so epsilon r, it is denoted as the relative permittivity. So relative permittivity equals to, it is the ratio of the absolute, that is the normal permittivity, and the permittivity of the medium and the absolute permittivity. Okay, so by cross multiplication generally we obtain, that is epsilon equals to epsilon r into epsilon 0. So if I know the epsilon r, that is the relative permittivity value, and the epsilon 0 value, just putting these two values we can get the value of epsilon, that is the permittivity of a medium. Same thing, if I know the permittivity of a medium and epsilon 0 also, we just easily find out the value of the relative permittivity. Okay, now one more thing, from the Coulomb's law we just say that according to the in SI system generally, so F equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q2 by d square. This one. Okay, am I right? So this 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, it is has some particular fixed value. So when you solve the numericals, you just remember, you just think about that 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 is value is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Okay, so this one, just putting the value over there. Now that is the Q1 into Q2 by d square. Okay, so if I know the value of Q1, if I know the value of Q2 and D also, so we just putting the value over there and we can easily find out the value of the force. Is it clear? Now the question arises, what is the unit of the force? That is, that you know, in CGS system it is dyne and the SI system it is Newton. So when we just putting the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, that is, it is very much easy to find out the value of F. Now what do you think? It is quite easy. Yes, absolutely easy, because 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 value, you just remember the value. Okay, and you can solve the any other problem. Okay, from the NCERT book, the first questions, that is the solve, you can solve it in the same way. Okay, that is 9 into 10 to the power 9. Just putting the value of 4 pi epsilon 0 and putting the value of Q1 Q2 by d square, you can solve it. Okay, in next video I will definitely show you what way you can solve the different tough and problem, and easily you can solve it by some simple method. Okay, So now we describe about the unit of epsilon 0. This is the main things, that is the unit of epsilon 0. Okay, let's start about. Okay, so we just again wants to say that is units of epsilon naught. Okay, this one epsilon naught. So we just know about that is the force, Coulomb's force. Okay, F equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by d square. This one 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0, this is the constant. It is appear due to the for the SI units only. Okay, now we just want to find out the SI unit of epsilon naught and the dimension also. Okay, so epsilon naught, it is written in the form that is epsilon naught equals to 1 by 4 pi q1 q2 by d square into F. Okay, so when we find out the SI unit, this one SI unit of epsilon naught. SI unit of epsilon naught means that is q1 q2. q1 q2, that is the charge body. What is the SI unit of charge? That is coulomb. So this one is coulomb into coulomb. D square. D square means that is the distance. It is obviously written in the form that is equals to meter square. And another one, that is the force. Force SI unit is Newton. So we just write in the sense that is coulomb square meter to the power minus 2 and n to the power minus 1. Okay, so this one is the SI unit of the epsilon naught. Clear? Now we come to the point that is the dimension. What is the dimension in this case? Okay, just think about it. Here it is dimension Q. What is Q? That is the charge body. We know that is I, that is the current strength. Okay, current strength I equals to Q by T. So that is Q equals to I into T. That is charge body. It is detailed with the form that is the product of current strength and the time. Okay, what is the SI unit of current? That is ampere. So it is dimension is A into capital T. This one. Capital T for the time also. So we just write here the dimension. So dimension of epsilon naught that is equals to AT, that is A1 T1, both is 1. So Q1 into Q2. So we just write over there that is square. Now D square. D is the length. So we just write that is equals to L square. And another one, that is the force. That is M L T to the power minus 2. So this one. Okay. So what do we write? That is A square A2. This one is T square. Same thing, that is equals to M L cube T to the power minus 2. So we just write once again that is M to the power minus 1 L to the power minus 3 A square T to the power 4. So this is the dimension of epsilon naught. Okay, so you just remember it here, that is the SI unit of epsilon naught and the dimension of S epsilon naught. Okay, next day, that is in next video, obviously we describes the different problems related to the Coulomb's law and also describes the electric field, electric potential and the electric charge body, all details also about it. Okay, so check out for next video. Thank you.